everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, hi, I'm G, aka Underwater Eyeballs, and I'm a cosplayer. And thank you so much for joining me today for another episode of the Out of the Water podcast, where I sit down with cosplayers, artists, creatives, anime enthusiasts, and overall some of my favorite creators to pick their brains about the shit they love to do. Joining me today is Via, aka Via W, who is an artist, animator, and content creator. She's always been into arts and crafts, but didn't really start seriously drawing until 2022, which is when she started posting on TikTok. So, hi, Via. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, G. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Yes. We were saying this offline just now, but this is actually our first time talking face to
it,
face.
it is. Everything else has just been like messages back and forth.
Through the
So,
DMs. Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I'm super excited to officially meet you this way, but also to
me
have you on.
too.
I think you're so talented. So I'm
Oh,
really
thank you
excited to
so
get into
much.
it.
You too. I love your
Thank
cosplays are
you.
crazy. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yes, thank you. So how did you first get into drawing?
Hmm. I mean, I feel like growing up, I had both of my babysitters actually were like really into arts and crafts, and so I feel like partly that got me initially interested.
Mhm.
And then I took lots of drawing classes in high school,
Mhm.
and I kind of fell out of it when I initially got into college, but then during COVID, I feel like we all rediscovered hobbies and
Yes.
stuff.
Mhm.
And so
Absolutely.
that's when I like really kind of got more serious about it. And now here we are.
Here we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Did you have a favorite art teacher growing up? I feel like my art teachers were interesting when I was in school.
I have like a vivid memory. This is crazy. I haven't thought about this
Mhm.
in forever. My high school art teacher, my
Mhm.
freshman year, she got fired because she like yelled at a ton of
Oh.
students, which
Oh
was like,
no.
obviously you shouldn't do that, but
Mhm.
low key, the students deserved it. So like, I felt really
You're like,
bad
it
for
was
her
kind of
actually.
justified.
It was kind of justified. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't
Oh
know if
my
I had a favorite
goodness.
one. I feel like we always just had like one teacher that taught all the art classes, so there weren't
Mm,
like
mhm.
options.
For sure, for
You were
sure.
stuck with the
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I had oh my gosh, I had a couple different because I draw, but my favorite medium is painting. That's like
Ooh,
what I
okay.
prefer to do. And I had a my painting teacher in high school. She I God bless her. I love her to death.
Oh.
But she lost like my final project. Like it's gone. Like I never got it back from her, and it was my favorite piece I've ever done. And she just
No.
was like, "Nope, I
No.
don't know where it is." And then I like graduated from high school and that was it. And I was like, "Well, never gonna get
That's
that back."
really frustrating. That's so sad. I do feel like I've
Yeah.
had experiences where the teachers are like not respectful of people's works, like losing them, or like I definitely had a year where I just like didn't get some of my stuff back. I don't know if she
Yeah,
necessarily
it's
lost them, but like, or
mhm.
like when they're like grading, they'll like write on your
Mhm.
work. Like that's not
Yeah.
cool.
I don't
Yeah,
know why they do that.
I don't
Yeah. I
know. Yeah.
Especially I had this one person in high school. Oh my god, I'm putting her on blast. She's never gonna hear this, so it doesn't matter. But I was showing her a drawing that I had done. It was like a collage assignment where we like I feel like that's like such a common art
Right,
teacher
right.
assignment where they're like go in a magazine and cut out a bunch of shit and then make a collage and then draw it or whatever.
No, totally. Yeah.
And that my I'm gonna say acquaintance at the time. My acquaintance at the time, I was showing it to her, and she touched it with her bare, oily fingers, and there's a fingerprint on it to this day from
Right,
her in high school. And I was
right.
like, "What are you doing?" I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, "Stop doing that." I don't know, absolutely
That's great.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, who are some
Mm.
of your biggest artistic inspirations?
Ooh, I was actually just in Italy, like
Mhm.
probably a month ago now, and one of my
Ooh,
favorite, he's a painters of all time, is Caravaggio. I don't know if I
yes.
like. necessarily draw inspiration from him because we live in very different worlds, but
Yes, yes.
I I do love him. I would say like Hayao Miyazaki, like the Ghibli movies are so incredibly important to me.
Yes.
So him as well.
Absolutely. What's
Yeah.
your favorite Ghibli movie?
Princess Mononoke. That is like I don't think I'll ever find a movie that I like more than that one. That one's like my favorite movie of all time. So,
Yeah, real. What do you
yeah.
like so much about it? Give me the
I feel
rundown.
like I mean Ashitaka and San, I I just feel like them as people, like they were probably before like Kinney was even a thing. Like I just found myself
Mhm.
like gravitating towards them. I feel like I relate to them both a lot. Um
Mhm.
Especially Ashitaka. I just love when characters have such like a distinct like moral compass, just like
Mhm.
oh what they live by. I think that's a very endearing character aspect to have. Also just like environmentalism is so important to me, and I
Yes.
love that
Yeah.
so much importance is placed on plants and animals in that movie.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love the depiction of like this is going to sound really weird, but like I love the like juxtaposition of like extreme violence and then extreme beauty that's in that movie.
Yeah.
You know? It's so
Yeah,
good.
definitely. I feel
I
like it
love it.
really highlights too, just like because to the end of the movie, like there's no side that's in the right. Like
Mhm.
they both have valid reasons for fighting, but also they both like cross the line and do things that are unforgivable. And I just feel like that's so real when it comes to
Yeah.
any sort of war or
For
violence.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I remember I gotta say, I think my favorite Studio Ghibli movie is probably Spirited Away,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so hard to pick. It's
Oh,
so
it's
fucking hard to pick.
impossible. Yeah.
Like it's like trying to pick a favorite child.
Yep.
And I feel like even
100%. Yeah.
like that might be low key easier. Like, you know, like
I
I don't know.
agree.
I just something about like that story and like the desperation that's like in that
Yeah.
movie, it's so good and it's such a beautiful movie.
Ugh,
um
they're
and
all I love sorry,
I
I'll
have
let you
the
finish.
radish spirit.
No way!
Yeah,
Hell
I also
yeah.
have the little Totoros though, so I don't know.
Oh,
Totoro was
cute.
the first movie I ever saw from that when I was like a child.
I
But
think
go ahead, what were you saying?
yeah. Oh, what was I saying?
I don't know. Something.
Bum bum bum. I lost it. I don't know.
We were talking about Spirited Away.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say I love that Miyazaki, like majority of the main characters are like females. And I just
Yes.
love seeing like strong also like not how do you put it? I feel like oftentimes people will make a female character have male characteristics in order to make them appear
Mm.
strong, but I feel like
Mhm.
Miyazaki like I don't know, his main characters can be like soft and gentle and nurturing and still be like
Mhm.
really strong and powerful and like influential, and I think that's so cool.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I love how he writes women.
Yeah.
I feel like in anime it's very hit or miss.
Exactly. Yeah.
Most of the time it's a miss. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
um yeah, but I
Yeah.
adore those movies. Even like I love like in My Neighbor Totoro like how he writes the sister dynamic cuz I have a sister
Me
and we're
too.
very close in age cuz I'm adopted. So we're 4.5 months apart.
Oh,
And so like I remember watching that movie and being like, "Oh, this is so relatable and like realistic and it's
no.
so endearing. I love it. I love it
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
much." Yeah. For so long too, I couldn't remember because I watched that movie so young. I couldn't remember what movie it was for like
Oh,
a really long time, and I just had
yeah.
this, like, you know the scene where they're, like, pulling the cucumber out of the water, like, in the garden?
Yeah,
That just, like,
totally.
lived in my brain, and I
Oh
had
my
no idea where it was from
gosh.
until, like, high school when I, like, rewatched the movie, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "This is
Yeah.
the memory that I've had for, like, 10
Ah,
years that I didn't remember."
that's so special. I'm glad you found it
Yeah,
again. That's so
me
frustrating when you can't
too.
remember.
I know, me too, and I
Yeah.
remember it being, like, one of my favorite things from when I was a child, and I just
Yeah.
I couldn't place it, and so it was really cool to be able to do that again.
No, totally. I feel like that scene or like there are lots of scenes like that where it seems so like insignificant, but there's
Yeah.
just like so much beauty in the little
Yeah,
details. Like, yeah, I love that that's the scene that stuck
absolutely,
with you.
for sure. What's your favorite kind of, like, artistic, I guess, like, obviously the Ghibli movies have, like, amazing plot and all of that, but what's your
Mhm.
favorite, like, artistic direction? Whether it be in Mononoke or a different one?
I mean, it probably would be Mononoke. I also
Mhm.
really like movies like have you seen Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Yes, yeah,
Stuff
years
like
ago,
that,
but
like,
yes.
claymation is
Mhm.
so insane, and, like,
Yeah.
the dedication and the time that they take is crazy. I
Mhm.
love Coraline, so anything like that is really
Yes.
cool. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I love that. I feel like claymation gets a bad rep, and I feel like
Yeah.
it's because of Wallace and Gromit. Not to not to throw shade at Wallace and Gromit, but I feel like when people think of it, they think of that, and I'm like, "No, but there's
True.
so many that are, like, really beautiful, actually."
No, for sure.
Not that
Yeah.
Wallace and Gromit isn't artistically beautiful, but absolutely. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
and then I feel like my other favorite Ghibli movie obviously is Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh,
Um,
how
'Cause that's my
yeah.
Pookie. That's my Pookie, that's my boy.
That was
That's me for
everyone's
real.
first crush, like, let's be real. Yeah.
Oh my god, and finding out that him in the dub is Christian Bale was also crazy. Cause I was like, "That's fucking Batman."
I know. I know. Yeah.
So
He's so
ridiculous.
diverse. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
He is, the
No,
range.
the range is crazy.
It
Yeah,
is
I
for
feel like
sure.
that one is very popular for
Yeah,
valid reasons. That
absolutely.
one's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
God, even, like, the
Yeah.
scene, like, my friend actually, I so this is, like, a blonde moment that I have often is when my roots come in, I get, like, really depressed because 'cause like I'm like, "It's not the way that I want it to be," and it's, like,
No,
definitely
yeah.
my howl moment, and I was complaining about it in my group chat the other day, and my friend was like, "Okay, howl, Pendragon," and I was like, "Yeah."
uh, that's
He's
a
so me
valid
for
crash
real.
out.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, I mean, I feel like hair is so, like, integral to, like, confidence, that I'm like, yeah,
Absolutely.
it's totally
Yeah.
okay to crash out over your hair. Like, that's totally normal and fine,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so then I know you've been, doing a lot of obviously on your TikTok, you do, some animation as well,
Mhm.
which, I'm obsessed with, and I love it, and I love all of your art
Yay.
on TikTok, I have to say.
Thank
I'm
you.
obsessed. So how is animation, for you different than just, like, a regular drawing? Like, are there things you have to think about differently when you're making it?
Honestly, initially, the reason I got into animating was because I noticed that, like, can you hear that motorcycle out there?
It's all good.
So sorry. I noticed, like, engagement wise, especially on TikTok, because it's always such a battle to, like, get
Yeah.
views. Um,
Mhm.
Having, like, movement kept people engaged for longer. And
For
initially,
sure.
I would just, like, all the different like frames I would just turn them into gifs
Mhm.
and then yeah, that's kind of how it started, and I kept like messing around with stuff and adding more movement here and there, and now it's like full on animation sometimes, I guess. So
Mhm.
I guess that's like why I started doing it. I don't feel like I necessarily approach it any differently than a still drawing. Usually
Mhm.
my process is I'll like draw the the start frame, and then I'll draw like what I want the very last frame to be, and then I'll like fill
Mhm.
in the middle.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I don't feel like I go about it any differently than a still drawing, I guess.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about claymation, but do you have like a favorite animation style that you maybe like want to be able to do one day?
Um, I mean, I do really love that I keep bringing them up, the Ghibli movies. I will say though,
Yes.
I don't know if I necessarily like want my style to like look like that, but
Mhm.
that is one that I love. I feel like if I had to, maybe like a combination of the AOT season 4
Yes.
style
Mhm.
combined with like haiku, because I do like the scratchy, like that's kind of my style, like the scratchy
Mhm.
lines, and I feel like both of those are kind of that vibe. So,
For sure, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We have to talk about AOT for a moment. What was your reaction when they switched from the Wit studio to the Mappa animation? Because I know a lot of people had some really strong opinions about it.
I was one of them. I didn't
Yeah.
like it initially.
Yeah. I
Um,
didn't either.
yeah. I loved the OG AOT, the like shiny, I don't know, and I still love it.
Hmm.
But I do feel like I don't know, there was something about the shift in style that, because also like the whole AOT universe that we know was like also shifting, and we were in a different
Yeah.
location, and so it felt like it fit. Um I did miss the other style, but I don't I've come to terms with it. I don't
Yeah.
dislike the season 4
Yeah.
style. I think
For sure.
it's its
For
own
sure.
thing, and it's cool in its own way. So,
Yeah. I just was a little enraged about how they drew Erwin.
I knew that
In
was
season
coming.
4, I was like that.
Yep.
That's not good. Like,
Yep.
I was
No,
like,
there
I
were
don't like it.
definitely there were definitely a couple characters that they did a
Yeah,
little dirty.
they did a little. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like some got good glow ups though. I mean, granted, they also
Mhm.
like aged significantly, so there was
Yeah.
that as well. But like, I feel like Rhina looked a lot better.
Yeah. I feel like
You know,
Jean
Jean and Connie both, I feel like,
both.
looked a
Yeah.
lot better. I don't think Levi looked better, which I know is a hot take
No.
because everybody
No, I
loves him
don't
in
think
season 4. But
so. Really?
I'm like,
Season
yeah, I've heard
3, nothing will ever top
nothing.
season 3 Levi.
Thank you. Gray shirt, season 3 Levi is
He
peak Levi
changed lives.
Ackerman.
He
Yes,
really
he
did.
did.
Yeah.
He did. He
Yeah.
did. He heard they said Slay Titans and he heard Surf Cunt. Um and that's what happened. Yeah.
Exactly.
Also like
Yeah.
season 3 Airman too is like so
Yeah.
peak. Oh my
No,
god.
absolutely.
Like him in the oh my god, I hate to say it, but him in like the scene right before he dies. That is the best that man has ever looked. Like when he's like
With the
distressed and
scruff.
like yeah, and he's like sitting well, it's like the scene where he's like sitting on the box like in Shiganshina with like the stones getting thrown everywhere and Levi's like kneeling in front
Yeah.
of him. That's the best he has ever looked. Oh my god.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He looks so good.
Oh
Also
my
Scruffy
gosh.
Erwin though, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. My
There's
Pookie
something
bear.
about like I don't know. The way he's just like contemplating his whole life is there's something
Yeah.
sexy about it, you know. I love a man that
Yeah.
thinks.
Yeah. Real. I love a man who's pathetic and a man who thinks, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Which
He's
is
showing
why
some vulnerability and it's doing
exactly.
things to me. What can I say?
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, like again, like I'm, as somebody who cosplays Rhina,
Mhm.
I am not the biggest fan of Rhina. It's just
Really?
I did it as a joke for Mega Milk Rhina for my friend Ash. And then
Oh
it
my
like
god.
I did it and she was like, "Wait, why do you look so much like him, and I was like, fuck. I was like, now I have to do this goddamn cosplay for real. And so
Oh
then
my
I did it for real.
gosh.
And then I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, after getting like into his headspace a little bit, I was like, okay, like I have a lot more empathy for him now than I did during the show. But
Yeah.
season 4, Rhina, when he's like depressed, I'm like like peak Rhina, you
The
know?
scene where he's like jumping out of the oh, I'm totally blanking. What are they called?
Is it when he's jumping out of the plane?
Yeah, plane.
I think.
Isn't that a blimp? Is it a blimp?
Yes, 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 yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not a plane, it's a blimp. Yeah,
He
it's a
jumps
blimp.
out
You're
of the
right, you're
blimp
right.
and he like pulls his goggles down. I'm like,
I
Lord,
was
have
like,
mercy.
"Okay." I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, we're in season 4. Let's fucking
Yeah.
go." Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah.
So,
Oh, and then I have to ask, I have to talk to somebody about this. So we're gonna talk about it for
hit
just a
me.
second. But I posted a video recently on TikTok like asking for like most unhinged AOT takes. And
Mm.
let me tell you, most of them are bad. But but people have been like railing against like Ryan, or not Ryan, Gabby. Um
Oh.
and I wanted to hear what is your opinion on Gabby Braun? What are your thoughts?
I have very conflicting feelings when it comes to Gabby. I think I understand that she is meant to mirror Erin,
Mhm.
and so like for that reason I can't hate her, because also she's just like any child who has grown up being fed that much propaganda, like obviously they're
Yeah.
going to believe that.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love the fact that once she gets more information, she literally changes her mind. Like
Yeah.
she says, these are just people like
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
like for those reasons I do like her, and she's like, I mean, a strong female, so I love her for that too.
Mhm.
But
You're like, but also.
however, my girl Sasha, you
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
So it's like she's not one of my favorites. It's hard for me to like forgive her, but
Mhm.
I do not hate her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I stand, I feel like.
I feel like that is the correct take cuz like for me I'm going to expose myself. I understand that she's a parallel of Erin, but
Yeah.
Erin drove me fucking crazy like the whole time. You know what I mean? It's
Whoa.
like I
Okay.
low key like I don't know if it was just I have this problem where I don't
Uh-huh.
like protagonists a lot.
Okay.
Or
No,
like main
honestly,
characters.
yeah, yeah, that's
You
real.
know, like I'm such a like side character
Me too.
supremacist, if you will.
Yeah.
Like even in like JJK, and granted, I have no problem with Yuji Itadori. I think he's
Mhm.
baby girl, but he's just not my favorite. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of protagonists are there to be like the vehicle through which the story is told, which I don't
Yeah.
think Aaron is that. I don't think Aaron is that. Like obviously he, plays a very core role
Right.
in the plot
Yeah.
the whole time turns out, but
You know, he has some impact. We'll say that.
yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, yeah, some pretty big
Yeah.
impact, like 86% impact,
Yeah.
But
If you know, you know.
if you know, you know. But I just feel like he annoyed me because of how like fucking stupid he is, which
Mm,
and I know that that's like the point, and he's like aware of that at the end of the show, which again is why I
yeah.
still am like, okay, Pookie, I love you kind of thing. But like I literally
Yeah.
have him like again like tattooed on my body, but like
Oh, yeah.
it's it's the sleeping panel of Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin because they're everything
Stop.
to me.
Right.
I love them. I got this the day or like the week after the show ended because I was
Oh,
like, once the show ends, I
that's
got
so
to get this
beautiful.
tattooed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love him, and like, but he just drove me crazy. And so in the same
Yeah.
way that he drove me crazy, Gabby also drives me crazy because I'm like, oh, like the just like the hard headed like
Yeah.
stubbornness that's not really backed by anything. It drives me crazy.
That's very fair. And I feel like you're allowed to have that opinion, because it rubs me the wrong way when people love Aaron, but they like hate
Yes.
Gabby. And I feel like if
Yeah.
because you like
Yeah.
also were annoyed by Aaron, I feel like that's valid.
That's why I
Because
feel like it's
they're so
okay.
similar. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
No, for
yeah, and
sure.
it's just if I feel like the people who, like, love Aaron but hate Gabby, I'm like, "You hate women, first of all."
Literally. That's what it
Like,
feels like.
and
Absolutely.
also she's, like, 10, you know? Like, she's,
Yeah,
like, an actual literal child. Like, she's younger than
exactly.
Aaron was,
Yeah,
um, at the beginning of the show,
yeah.
so I don't know. I feel like the Gabby hate, like, can be warranted, but most people don't do it for the right
Yeah.
reason,
I absolutely agree. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. No, but I do
100%.
appreciate, like, both of their arcs and
Yeah.
ability to change, and obviously she's, like, Isayama was making a point of, like, the next generation has the chance to learn
Mhm.
and break a cycle, and, like, I
Yeah.
can totally appreciate that that's her role in the
Yeah.
story. Um
Me
and
too.
also
Yeah.
that girl's a good fucking shot,
She's credit where credit's due.
Credit where credit's due. She
She
can
hits
shoot a
her
gun.
target.
She
God
can hit her
damn
target every time.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So then to pivot back to art a little bit, you also, I know, make a lot of bleach art, and that is something
Yes.
that I have, like, mad fucking respect for. I've tried to do it before.
Really?
It hasn't gone great. So how
Uh,
did you start learning how to do that?
literally, I don't know like what prompted the idea. My very first bleach shirt
Mhm.
was Gojo.
Of course, love him.
And I don't know. It was like the front of it was just him when he's fighting Toji and he's doing like his crazy pose. Um,
Hell yeah.
the back of it was like just his hand and he was like doing hollow purple.
Mhm.
And something about like the way that scene is animated, like the way the ball like forms and there's almost like
Mhm.
sparks going off of it, I was just like, whoa, that would look cool if I just like splattered like bleach and stuff. And I feel like that's
Yes.
what like prompted me to use bleach as like my
Mhm.
method of doing it. But yeah, that was like my first video that kind of went viral. And
Mhm.
because it got traction, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna stick with this. And so
You're like, "Here we go."
yeah, here we go. I found my thing. Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what technique do you use to get, like, the different shade variations? 'Cause it's
Mm.
genuinely so impressive.
Oh,
Like
thank
like,
you so
I
much.
and I'm like, "I don't know how she did this at all." Like
Yeah, so like plain bleach, it will
Mhm.
turn very white.
Mhm.
And so I like dilute it with water, different amounts of water. And so like the
Oh,
more water
okay.
you add, it'll be like darker, browner color. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh,
Yeah.
big brain. Big brain.
I use her
Incredible.
sometimes. Yeah.
You're like, "She's up here." Me too. I'm
Yeah.
just bleaching all of mine out, you know?
Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely,
Yeah.
yeah. So then do you have, like, a favorite drawing or animation that you've done? Because obviously you have quite the catalog of work, on TikTok. So what's your favorite? Again, pick a
I
favorite
really
child.
do. I'll do both. Bleach, my favorite
Mhm.
bleach I've done, which is surprising. It's a
Mhm.
shirt I did of Misa Amane
Ah!
from Death Note.
Yes.
I
I've
think
seen
it's
that
just
one.
like, have you?
It's great.
It turned out, I
Yes.
don't know, it turned out really cool and I feel like it's more detailed than
Mhm.
any of the other ones I've done. So that one's probably my favorite shirt. My favorite animation is a Gojo Megumi animation. Um,
Ah,
it's the
the
snowball one.
boys.
I don't know if you
Mhm.
know that one,
I've seen it, yes.
but yeah, that one.
Oh.
I think that's the one I spent the most time on.
Mhm.
And yeah, there's just something about those idiots that gets me every
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with them.
Thank you.
I love it. So what inspired you to begin posting your art on TikTok? I know you've mentioned it a little bit with, like, the bleach shirt and everything, but what
Yeah.
what was the driving factor where you were like, "Okay, I can do this actually?"
I feel like that, like, I can do this moment didn't happen until, like, way later. When I first
Mm-hmm.
started posting, I was just, like, just messing around. The
Mm-hmm.
very first thing I posted was I made a Avatar: The Last Airbender card deck.
Yes. Oh
Um,
my God, that's amazing.
yeah, so I posted that process, and I think the best video got, like, 200 likes or something.
See.
Um Yeah, but I feel like just with COVID, like, I was just, like, drawing a lot, and so I would just, like, post my work. I was
Mm-hmm.
honestly probably doing that for, like, a year before like, started posting JJK stuff, and then that was the stuff that ended up actually, like, doing well, so I stuck with
Yeah.
it, and now I'm very much in this niche.
Ingrained, yes.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So I have to ask, this is a super serious question. How many therapy bills have you had to pay for the JJK fandom?
I think we're getting close to like 100,000 now,
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
there. God. I feel
Yeah.
like
Oh
someone
my
comments
God.
that every time I post. They're like,
Yeah.
"You're paying for my therapy."
Yeah.
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 I'm broke. I'll
Yeah,
say
you're
that.
like, "Good luck." You're like,
Yeah.
Go on marketplace.gov, sign up for a plan, like,
Yeah.
get yourself some health insurance,
Right, right, right.
like oh my gosh. So what's your experience been like in the JJK fandom? I just had, our mutual homie May on, and I asked them the same
Yes,
question.
they're amazing. Shout out May.
We love them.
Um, I just watched that episode this morning.
Oh my
I
gosh,
would
yes.
I would say I agree with what they said. I think it there are parts of it that have been amazing and also parts of it that have been really frustrating.
Mhm.
I think there was like I feel like it's one of the biggest like animes.
Oh, yeah,
And
especially right now, for sure. Yeah.
for that reason, a lot of people that don't necessarily watch a lot of anime or maybe haven't been part of a fandom before were now in this
Mhm.
space with us. And
Yes, yeah.
there was just a lot of like bullying and like negative interactions going on that I would witness. And it's just like really frustrating when something that you love becomes like toxic like that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I've been very lucky, I feel like, in my own comment sections. And maybe also because a lot of what I'm seeing is homophobia, and I mainly
Yeah.
post like dad gojo, kid Megumi stuff, so I'm not getting like a lot of that hate. I've been lucky,
Mhm.
like in my comments, people have been pretty great. But
That's good.
I do see like mutuals and stuff who are dealing with a lot of inappropriate things, and it's just like really frustrating.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Yeah.
yeah, I'm very grateful. Like, I mean, I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for JJK and for all the people that follow me and like my stuff. So I don't regret it in
Absolutely.
any way, but it has been sad to kind of see it morph into that.
Mhm. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like isn't that like the weirdest thing ever to be like my life wouldn't be the same if it wasn't for this one anime.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's how I
Like, it
feel
really
about
is
AOT.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's insane. It's genuinely insane to think about like how many like close friends I have now
Mm-hmm.
because I was posting about Levi and Airbin and wanting them
Absolutely.
to
I
kiss. You
know.
know what I mean?
Literally.
Like it's so
100%. Yeah.
silly.
No, like people think like I'm not being like over dramatic when I'm saying like AOT and JJK like altered my life. Like
Yeah.
I would be a
Yeah.
completely different person. I would know completely different people if I hadn't fell in love with those shows. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, like my craziest one. First of all, it's very funny whenever I like go visit a friend or something like who I
Hmm.
met on TikTok or through TikTok. And people and my mom will be like, "Oh, well, where do you know them from?" And then I'm like, "How do I explain
Yeah.
this
Right.
to a normal person who's not involved?"
Who's not
Um
chronically online. Yeah.
who's not chronically online. But the craziest one for me is like genuinely like I wouldn't be like and I'm not this is going to sound weird. I wouldn't be like out and proud as a trans
Hmm.
person if it
Yeah.
wasn't for AOT, like
No,
genuinely.
absolutely.
Cuz like obviously that's always been a part of me, but like I didn't realize it to like the fullest extent until I was like consistently cosplaying Airman Smith.
Hmm.
And then I was like,
Wow.
this feels better than like how I live my normal life. You know what I mean? And it wasn't obviously it's fun to dress up and like do a character and everything, but like
Yeah.
I would find myself feeling more comfortable just like in my skin,
Yeah.
like in cosplay when I was cosplaying men. And then I was like, so I think this thing I've been ignoring my whole life, I should probably address it.
Oh my gosh.
And
That's
not
so
ignore it.
everyone listening, everyone watching. Round of applause right now. That's
Thank
so
you,
cool.
Airman.
Oh, that's
I
amazing.
just
Yeah.
yeah, it's so like cosplaying to me is like so special because of that. Like
Yeah.
I feel like there's so many like trans people in the community and like truly it's a
Absolutely.
community built on trans people. Like I
Yeah.
cannot emphasize that enough. And queer
Yeah.
people in general. Um so yeah.
Definitely.
So I feel you though on the people who are not like usually involved coming in and being
Yes.
like, what is this? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you're new here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
No,
I don't know. And
absolutely.
it's hard, yeah. And
Yeah.
and just the homophobia too.
Yeah.
Just let Gojo and Geto kiss y'all.
Yeah. No,
Just let
literally.
them
Like
kiss. Just let them kiss.
they
It's
clearly
fine.
want to.
They clearly want to
You
so
haven't
bad.
been paying attention if you disagree.
They clearly want to so
Gege
bad.
literally said he studied like boy love to write them. So
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Oh my god. Oh my
yeah.
god. That's how I feel about like AOT too. I'm always like, y'all, Aruri, like literally Yumi Hisu is like right there. And like we know Isayama writes queer characters, so like
Exactly.
like it's right
Open your
here.
eyes. Yeah.
Let your mind be free.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god. So
very
speaking of
frustrating. Yeah.
it is. Speaking of Gojo and Geto,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that there's a world in which they could have had a happy ending, like in the story? Like, what do you think would have had to go differently?
Hmm.
I know that's like a wild question.
I know. I mean,
But since we're talking about it.
I fear the angst loving cynical side of me wants to say no
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I mean maybe if I think if like the point of like Gege writing the story and like the overall message, maybe if that was something different, then they could end up
Mm,
together. But I do feel like they needed to fail in order
hmm.
to highlight like Megumi and Yuji being able to succeed and like just
Yeah.
showing what they did differently is why they ended up in those places. Like,
Hmm.
yeah. I guess if they were going to
Absolutely.
succeed, like Toji just needed to fuck off.
Toji needed to not be there in the
Yeah.
first place.
Yeah. He needed to
Yeah.
choke on
Oh my
his
gosh.
food.
Yes, yeah. Can you believe this is so fucking insane? The first frame of Toji that we got in the anime was literally him scratching his toes together. I will
Yep.
never get over
They
that.
were of
Like,
his
what the fuck
dogs.
was that?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? I was like, excuse me? Like,
Yeah.
first of all, ironic because
What
his
are we
name is
doing?
Toji, but also I was like, sir.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It was
Yeah.
also so weird that like his voice was so different in the sub and the dub.
I
Cuz
hate
like
I yeah.
I don't like his sub voice or his dub voice. I really like his sub voice because
Mm-hmm.
that's the deeper one.
Yes, I think I don't watch JJK in sub. Sorry, in dub. And it's because of Toji and Suguru, Ghetto.
Yeah, Ghetto's voice is so much better in the sub, like
Yes, I
hands
agree.
down.
Yeah. I
It
feel
just fits
like
him so much better.
I think so too. Like the dub version, it's just like it's too deep. Like it doesn't sound like a teenage boy.
Yeah,
Um I
yeah,
guess like it would be okay for adult him, but like it did not work for high school ghetto.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
didn't
I
love it.
agree.
And then yeah,
Even like
Toji.
I don't
Yeah,
know why they did that. Yeah, I don't know why
have
they
no
changed
idea.
Toji's so drastically.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like honestly, I almost feel like Toji's and Ghetto's dub voice actors should have
Swap.
swapped.
I thought that
You
too.
know?
Yeah.
Like they should have swapped. Which again, this is no hate to the voice actors.
I
Like I
know.
think they still did a great job. But
No, absolutely. Yeah.
but if I was in charge of casting,
Yes. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
obviously I was not, but I would have done it differently. But I feel
Right.
like Ghetto's like sub voice actor, like the softness of his voice just like fits
Mhm.
like like his disposition
I
a
fully
lot
agree.
better.
Yeah.
Especially in the hidden inventory arc. But even like in the
Yeah.
scene like in season 2 where he does like the yo Satoru, I was like,
Yeah.
first of all, I can't even talk about that scene. Like I can't even talk about that scene. I'm gonna weep and sob. Like literally, I don't know why people don't think they're canon when literally Gojo sees him for the first time since he thought he died, and he has a flashback of all of their time together. I'm like, y'all. I'm
They
like
were more than
the
friends.
I'm like the writing's on the fucking wall.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
know? I don't understand why people don't
Absolutely.
like them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Satsugu
yeah.
Cannon, you heard it here first.
Satsugu Canon. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because we said so.
Exactly. We decided.
And yeah, and we're on a podcast, which means it's true.
It's very official.
So
Yes.
yeah, obviously.
Spread the word.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask too about posting online, and you've touched on it a little bit, but what do you think is the toughest part about posting art specifically online? Because
Hmm.
obviously with anything you create, it's vulnerable.
Yes.
So what's been your experience like for that?
I would say I won't speak for everyone. For me personally, the I have a really hard time like um with numbers and like views and likes and
Mm,
comparing myself to other people.
mm-hmm.
And to this day I still struggle with like when I put so much time and dedication
Yeah.
into like making an animation and then watching it flop is like it really
Yeah.
takes it out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Um so that's been really difficult. I think yeah, I feel like another difficult aspect is just being stuck in a certain niche because I feel like now that I've posted so much JJJ right JJK content
Also,
whenever
sorry if you
like
can hear my dog in the background. She just
oh
decided to join us.
she had
She
something to
walked in and
say. She
yeah,
said
she walked in and looked at me
Satsugu
and
Cannon.
she did. Well, it's funny. She has one blue eye and one brown eye. So every time I see her, I'm like,
Period.
period.
Exactly.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're so good. Yeah, I feel like I'm stuck in this niche now because whenever I try to post something else, it ends up flopping. So that's
Yeah,
also a little
yeah.
frustrating. Yeah.
For sure. Well, I do want to validate you a little bit on that first point about like being stressed
Yeah.
about numbers because it does suck. And I hear a lot of people who talk about they're like, "Well, I'll speak from cosplay obviously, but
Hmm.
like people be like, "Oh, don't worry about the numbers. Like it's just fun and all this stuff." And I'm like, when you put so much effort into
Yeah.
something and then share it with the world. First of all, terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second of
Absolutely.
all, it like sucks when like you know, when people don't see it or don't appreciate
Mhm.
it. And it's like, then what was, you know, it's hard to like feel the, or to not feel the, then what was the point about it?
Right.
You know, it's hard to kind of overcome that. And I definitely experienced that as well, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and same thing with being in a niche, you know. I kind of built my personality on Airman Smith, which is totally fine, and I love it so
Yeah.
much. But I'm
Yeah.
also like, what if I want to post JoJo's? You
Right.
know?
Absolutely.
And it's like I actually am good at cosplaying other characters too, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Guys,
Like,
I'm more than just this one thing. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I definitely feel you. It can be really frustrating, but
Yeah.
yeah, but your art is amazing. And
Thank you.
if you have no fans, I'm dead. So so jot that down.
Okay. Airman Kitty.
No, for real. Sometimes I say things and then I'm like, oh. I'm like, that was really Airman Smith coded.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
him and Nanami, man, those are my two. I don't know. I'm so much more like, I feel like cheery than both of them,
Uh-huh.
you know. At least like, I don't know, sometimes I'm a lot,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot more depressed than people expect, but like, but when I'm at work, like me and Nanami are like the same, bro. Like that's my boy, that's my guy.
You are keeping an eye on that clock.
I
Yeah.
am like 5 p.m. I'm fucking out. I
I'm
don't
out.
care if you need
Yeah.
something from me at 5:01. I'm out.
As you
Like,
should. Yes.
goodbye.
Perfect. Yeah. That's so real. Yeah. That's
Absolutely.
how I feel
Yeah.
with like Megami too. Cause if I
Mhm.
had to pick someone, like I would say he's my biggest kitty, but outwardly I'm obviously like way more expressive than he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our king.
You know,
I sent a
King.
video, I sent a video to May this morning. I'll have to send it to you too. Somebody was doing like Liberty spikes in their hair and they had like jet black hair and I sent it to May and I was like Megami every morning with his spiky ass fucking
With
hair.
his hair gel and his little eyelash
Mhm.
curler.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, we all know Airman was in the shower like with his eyebrow gel, you know. And his hair pomade. Like that man's using got to be on his fucking eyebrows for sure.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. And then speaking of cosplay, I would be remiss if we didn't talk about it for a little bit.
mm,
So what's
yes.
your experience with cosplay and do you have any that you really want to try like in the future?
My experience with cosplay is Halloween. That's really
Tea.
it.
Hey, that's how
But
I started.
yeah, no. That's how we all start.
That's
Yeah.
how we all start. Yeah.
No, I think it's so cool. I love what you do and I love seeing other people. I feel like especially with like I feel like I see a lot more on my For You page now being in like the Arcane fandom. I've seen like some really
Yeah.
good Arcane cosplays, which is really cool.
Mhm.
I would love to try it. I never have. I've also never been to a con, so I feel like eventually when
Oh
I
my
go to one,
gosh.
that's when I'll like do it for the first time.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I
Cons are
think
so fun.
yeah, I'm so excited. It looks so fun. Man,
Yes.
I think if I've thought about this definitely, who I would want to go
Mhm.
as. I know I've said like San and Ashitaka are really important to me, so
Yes.
I think going as one of them would be really cool.
Mhm.
Also, I would love to go as a JJK character. I think
Yes.
maybe Maki. I love Maki in
Mm.
her like JJK Zero with the leg warmers. Like I love that
Yes.
outfit so much.
Oh, she serves, bro. She's
Yeah,
so slay. I love her.
I think that'd be cute. I also think
Yes.
like an Avatar, the Last Airbender character would be fun. I think maybe like Azula or Katara or Korra.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Cora, my beloved. I'll defend her till I die.
Literally. I'm sure you've
This is
seen
a
this stuff about the new one coming out and she's gonna be like
mhm.
painted in a bad light. Korra, get
Again.
behind me. Get the
Yeah,
fuck
no,
behind me.
I'll literally defend her till
Yeah.
I die. I
No.
love her. I the
Yeah.
second I heard that, I talked about this on a previous episode with my friend Lauren, who also loves
Uh-huh.
Korra, and we were like, literally, no matter what she did, she probably had her reasons, and everybody probably deserved it.
Exactly.
We were
Exactly.
like, fuck everybody else. That's my girl. I love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's so slay. I
Yeah.
so badly am. Oh my god, I'm so excited for like the adult Avatar show that's coming out, where the gang is like
The
adults.
Up gang. Me too. I'm
I'm
gonna
so
cry.
excited. And I'm not even gonna lie, it's for Zuko. That is why I'm excited.
Period. Period.
I want to cosplay him so badly, and I'm like,
That'd
please
be
give
so
me adult source
cool.
material to cosplay, please, God.
Yes. Oh my god.
Because I
They
love
will.
him. Like,
They will. They
uh,
won't do us
I hope
dirty.
so. They won't. If
Fingers
they do,
crossed.
I'll cry.
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah.
they do, I'll fucking cry.
Oh my gosh.
Um, I love them. I love that show so much. Both of
Me
those
too.
shows
It's
are
so
amazing.
special. Yeah.
Yeah,
They really
it's
are.
great. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay, I want you to step into my confessional booth for a second.
Here we go.
Give me a hot take. Can be anything.
Oh, okay. Literally the first thing that comes to mind, I assume you've watched Death Note.
Oh yes. Yeah. Yeah. Of
I
course.
feel like I am the only person in the world that fucking hates that show.
Oh! give me reasons. Give me why. Why do you hate
Here's
it?
my thing. I don't want to like hate on something if you love it, but here's my
Oh
thing.
no. Listen, I love it when people hate on things that I love
Okay.
because it makes me think about why I love them. You know, it solidifies
Okay.
my opinion. So
I love
I'm
that.
open to
Okay.
it. Yeah, give it to me. Give it to
I
me.
feel
Also, Death
like
Note does have a lot of flaws. So
yeah, my issue first and foremost, Light
Mhm.
Yagami is the like my least favorite character of all time. I don't think I've
T
ever hated anyone as much as I hate him.
T.
The minute a man has a god complex, the minute a
Yeah.
man acts egotistical, the
Yeah.
minute a man is mean to a beautiful, gorgeous girl that is way too good for him, you've
Yeah.
lost me. And he
Yeah.
lost me.
Absolutely. Mhm.
He
Yeah.
lost me. So, like, every single scene, I was just like seething in hatred, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, I just feel like for as much that is like happening, nothing fucking happened. Like,
That's T though.
episodes would go by, and I'm like, I'm stressed for no reason. Literally nothing has changed in the past 3
Yeah.
episodes. Like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
It's
I
just
don't
Light's
know.
anxiety, you know?
Literally.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well,
I
so
don't know.
I think you're extremely valid in both of those points. And
Thank you.
I feel like first of all, Light Yagami come out of the closet. First of all. Kiss
Be
L.
who
That's
you
how I feel about
are.
it.
Yeah.
It's 2025. It's okay. Come out of the
Period.
closet.
Exactly.
My biggest gripe with Death Note. Have you seen all of it, like to the end?
I quit after my man died.
Okay,
But
cool.
I like know what happens. I've seen all the
Okay,
spoilers.
cool.
Yeah.
So that's when I think the show should have ended. And
I
that's
agree.
like my hottest Death Note take is that like the rest of it after Elle died was ass.
Well, also I forgot also I forgot about this
Also.
part. Like if they were going to add another like light or L character, why like it was L. Like why would they not
Yes.
give them like a different personality or something? Like they were literally just the same person. It was really weird.
Yes. They also like expected you to like and respect that character like right off the bat without giving you
Yeah.
like any reason. You know, like they
Yeah.
were like, this kid is just as good, if not better, as Elle, and we're not going to prove it to you at all. You're just going to have to accept that. And I'm like,
Right.
but he's not
Okay.
though.
Right.
You know, and also
That's
who
not my
is this
Pookie.
kid?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, who is this? Like
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I
Also
don't
like
know.
Light Yagami, the other thing that I don't like about Light Yagami, and this is like this is so stupid, but like you know the meme where people will be like, I think I could have handled the Death Note better than Light Yagami.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like a little bit one of those people, but not because of like not because I'm like a man with an ego problem, but
Right.
it's because like I just feel like he was killing the wrong people because obviously we know
Yeah.
that people go to prison for stupid fucking reasons 9 times out of 10. And like
Yeah.
random people in prison are not the problem in society. And like I feel like there are like leaders of countries who
No,
deserved it more.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I just feel like he could have been more strategic if he actually gave a fuck about anybody but himself, but he
One
doesn't.
100%. Like the minute he started killing people just because they were onto him, I was like, bro,
Yeah,
you've completely
yeah.
lost me. You have no
He's
moral
lost the
compass.
plot.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he sucks. No, his sense of justice is so like self-serving and
Yes.
childish and
Absolutely.
inaccurate, and I despise him.
Yes. Thank you.
I despise him. Yes, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like my favorite character in Death Note is Ryuk, and that's just because he's a silly little guy.
That's
You
so
know?
real. Yeah.
Like he's
He's
like,
just
I just
eating
want to see what
apples, having a
happens.
good time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
He's
that's so
straight
real.
chillin'.
Yeah.
No, but I'm so happy that you said that. I love when people come
Yeah.
on here and actually give me a hot take. I'm like, yes, like this is what I want.
I just feel
Like,
like, is it the worst thing I've ever watched? No, but I think it is so insanely overrated. Yeah,
yes. Yeah.
that's what I'll
Yeah.
say.
Oh my god. I also have to say, have you seen the people have like remade episodes where they take out the monologue, like the internal monologue, and just have them like sitting there
They're just staring at each other.
and they just stare at each other. I'm
Yeah,
like, that's yeah, yeah. Like you're
right.
so right. Like there's really nothing to be stressed about the whole time. Like genuinely nothing happens.
Yeah, it literally felt like it was, like, triggering my anxiety for no reason. I was like, "Why am I
You're like,
watching
I don't
this?"
need to watch this
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. I don't need
Oh
this
my
in my
god.
life. Yeah.
For real.
No,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, you're so real for that. Speak your truth.
that's my hot take, and I
There you
stand by
go.
it.
As you should.
Mhm.
All right, so then lastly, you mentioned to me that your favorite anime is Attack on Titan and also the Ghibli movies. So I have some trivia questions for you.
Uh-oh.
Um, some of them are Studio Ghibli related, the other ones are Attack on Titan related.
Okay.
There's only a couple. All right, so true or false? Castle in the Sky was Studio Ghibli's first film.
False.
Okay,
Oh my
so
gosh. I thought
technically,
you said Howl's Moving Castle for a second.
oh no, Castle in the
Castle in
Sky.
the Sky. I think ooh, that's a tough one. I know Nausicaa was one of the first ones.
Mhm. It's low key like an interesting answer.
Really? I'd
Yeah.
be guessing if I gave you an answer, so I'm
Yeah. So
actually not positive.
it's technically true. It
Really?
came out in
Okay.
1986, but Nausicaa was the first one that Miyazaki directed, but it wasn't released under the
Oh.
Studio Ghibli banner. So
Oh,
technically it's Castle in the
interesting.
Sky. Yeah, and then like it was kind of like retconned that Nausicaa is like the first one.
Oh my
Um
gosh, okay. Yeah, that was what I
yeah.
that Nausicaa is what popped into my head first, but
Yeah, for
interesting.
sure,
Okay.
for
I
sure.
learned
Yeah.
something, guys.
I know. I was like, this is interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then what is the name of Nausicaa's pet fox squirrel?
um Todo hold on.
Basically, yeah. I think
It's something like that. Toto?
it's like Teto or Tito.
Teto?
I don't
Okay.
remember how to say it. I don't know how to say it. I'm so sorry. It's Teto is his name.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
know how to say it. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then this is a finish the quote. It's from Princess Mononoke.
Mm.
It's a call and response. So the first one is I'll cut your throat, and then
I need to, like, walk through this scene. I know the
yeah,
scene. She's
yeah,
like
yeah. So it's the one where she's like gonna stab him in the
yes.
neck.
She's like and he's like, "You're beautiful."
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I fucking adore that scene so much because
Yeah.
so many people like remake it with like other characters.
I've seen that. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. Like there's
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
I think it's Mikasa and Eren. That's
Oh,
also that like somebody did it with them and I was like,
don't even
"Oh my
play.
god."
That's too far. That
I
crossed a
was like,
line.
"Oh my god." I
Oh my
know. Oh my
god.
god. Because he opened his eyes one last time.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry. I
god.
can't
Oh
even
my
think
god.
about
Oh
I
my
can't
god.
even
Oh
think
my
about
god.
it. I can't even think about it. Yeah. And then speaking of
Ah!
Attack on Titan,
Here we go. Here we go.
um, who did Ymir eat to become the Jaw Titan?
um. Ooh. Am I gonna remember his name? He was like. I don't remember his name. He's like out with Reiner and Annie and
Mhm. Yeah,
Beanstalk.
I'll give you a hint. He's Porco's brother.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
remember what his name is though.
Yeah, it's Marcel.
Marcel. Okay.
Yes, yeah. They only mention it a couple times.
Yeah.
But
Shoot.
yeah, my girl Ymir, I love
She,
her.
yeah, another hot take. It shouldn't be, but
Oh,
it is. I fucking love
yeah.
her. Like,
Yeah.
y'all are
Who
sleeping on
doesn't?
Ymir.
Like honestly, I like oh my god, even in that video I posted, there are like people hating on her and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Excuse me."
You don't get it.
I'm like, "Why?" You
I
know. I think people
literally
are
people
yeah.
I think you're
They're
gonna
just like
say what I'm gonna say.
yeah. I think they're just confused about why she went back to Marley
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, "But it makes I mean like she was kind of fucked either way." You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I
I
feel
don't
like
know. What were you gonna say
people
though?
oh, I was just gonna say
Also,
people
people hate lesbians. That's the
exactly.
other thing.
People love to
Yeah.
hate strong females. People love to hate bitchy women, and I'm over it. Like,
T. T. Real.
I feel like people love, like, I don't know. For example, people love Aaron because he's like loud and opinionated, but the minute a woman does it, like,
Yeah.
she's so hateable
Yeah.
for it. Like, no.
It's like, actually, she did it better than he did, too.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Like Levi, I just did a poll on my Instagram story asking people like their
Mhm.
favorite AOT characters. Levi won by a landslide.
As he should.
He's he has like I don't know. His obviously their personalities are very different, but like he has a lot of like
Mhm.
one-liners and like where he's
Oh,
being
yeah.
bitchy to people and like she's very much the same, but people hate her for it. Don't piss
Yeah,
me
I
off.
don't get it. Honestly, like in my like headcanon universe where all of them are happy and nobody dies, I feel like Levi and Ymir are like low key best friends. You know what I mean?
I can
Like
see it.
I feel like they would kiki together and just like talk like the craziest shit to a bunch of people. You know, I feel
Oh
like
my god.
if they all were allowed to grow up in peace and happiness, I feel like Erwin and Levi would be like chilling in their tea shop, and then Levi or not Levi, and then Ymir and Historia would come in with like their adopted children and like
Stop.
be yapping, and the blondes would be yapping with each other, and then Levi and Ymir would be like these two motherfuckers, you
Stop.
know?
Guys,
Like
someone get
that's what
on
I
it.
think.
Someone write a
Yeah,
fanfic.
that's what I think happens.
What the hell? They would. They'd have like
Oh my
weekly
god.
gossip sessions just to like talk
Exactly.
about everyone. I love it.
Yeah, and it would be perfect.
That's so real.
Yeah. So then this is the last question I have for you. And I learned this information today and I mostly just wanted to talk about it, which is why I'm asking. So,
Perfect. Here we go.
yeah, true or false? Airman Smith is modeled after a bodyguard from a 2008 Paris Hilton music video titled Paris for President.
True.
That is true. I was like, what the fuck? I was reading about that today and I was like, are you serious? And then I watched the music video, of course. And it's true.
You need to send it to me. Like, what the
I
hell?
will literally text it to you. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then it like first of all, it's Paris Hilton's and the video is like really camp and funny. But like
Yeah.
but yeah, no, there's a guy in there who like looks like Ervin Smith, but like a little more brunette than him. And I was like,
Wow.
yeah. And Isayama apparently loves pop culture enough and was like, I'm
Literally.
gonna take, like, he said it. Like, it wasn't even like somebody just guessed that. It was like in an interview, Isayama was like, yeah, he's modeled after this one bodyguard from this Paris Hilton music video. And I'm like, y'all, this is why he's gay, bro. I'm like, this is why he's gay.
The
He's
puzzle
literally in
pieces
Paris
are
Hilton music
falling
video.
into place. Hold
I'm like,
on.
guys.
Shut up. That's actually crazy. Wow. So we know
Yeah,
what we have a reference for what Irvin would look like in real life. Hold on.
we do. And he's in a Paris Hilton music video. I don't know what his name is. He's some random backup dancer, but
Interesting. Oh my
yeah, he's
god.
there. He's there. It's
Wow.
really funny.
That's insane.
I will definitely text it to you. I gotta post like a TikTok about it or something because like
Yeah.
I found that out and I was like, what?
It's just so random. What the hell?
Genuinely crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Avia, for your time.
Yes. Thank
I'm
you for
literally,
having me.
of course, I love your work so much.
Mm.
And I'm obsessed. And do you have any closing thoughts for everyone watching? Maybe some words of wisdom?
Yeah, for starters, Satosugu Canon.
Yes.
Thank you and good night.
Yeah. T. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much once
I'm not very
again. And
wisdomful. I don't know.
that is okay.
That's okay, I'll tell ya.
No problem. No, that's like all of the wisdom you need, actually. That's all you
Yeah,
need.
actually, I think so.
Yeah, just stick
Exactly.
with that.
Yeah, Satosugu Canon,
Mhm.
Megumi's Gojo's biological son.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adoption isn't real. Just, don't even worry about it. Who even is Toji? Nobody knows.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of
No.
him, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much once again, and thank you so much to the audience for listening or watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find me at Underwater Eyeballs on all platforms. And Via, tell the people where they can find you.
Yay. I am _via.w on YouTube and on TikTok, and on Instagram I'm __ via.w.
Gotta hit that double underscore.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Alrighty. Well, I will be back very soon with another episode of the Out of the Water podcast. Thank you so much.
Yay.